Hey everybody, it's Doree, and today I want to talk to you about something that is a little bit annoying for me. I don't understand why it's so hard for so many people in so many different situations to return phone calls. This video, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time ranting. I'm just going to explain the different situations that I've been in the last couple of weeks where in each scenario the person did not return my phone calls, and explain the impact that it has had on me, or just my thoughts about it. And perhaps maybe some of you who have been on the other side of that, or you're in a similar situation, can provide some comments that will enlighten me a bit. I like to inspire people and enlighten people, so maybe you can return the favor. Okay, the first thing, there's 4 situations here where someone has not returned my phone call in a very short window of time, like a week and a half to 2 weeks. I went to the dentist recently, and I actually went 2 times. I went in January to have something done, and then I went in February for a regular cleaning. And my teeth are very important to me. I'm not scared of the dentist. I'll do whatever it is that I need to do. I had braces in the past, and I didn't have to have braces. I just opted to do it, and I paid for it out of my pocket. So my smile, my face, my appearance is very important to me. And I don't have a problem going to the dentist 2 times in 2 months if that's what it takes to get certain things done. So that's what I did. I went once in January, and I went again in February. And for some reason, I called one day to ask a question about something because I felt that I had overpaid. I got an explanation of benefits in the mail, and it showed what my patient responsibility was, what I owed, and I had already paid the dentist way more than that. So the way that I was reading the statements is that the dentist needed to reimburse me. And I know that usually what they do with doctors or dentists is they wait for the insurance provider to mail them a check, and then whatever's happening on your account afterwards, then they deal with that afterwards as far as reimbursing you. Well, I called the dentist on, I think it was a Friday, and they were closed. That's fine, no problem. I called back on Monday. I called at 9 o'clock. They don't open till 10. No problem. Called back after 10 o'clock and no one answered, so I left a message. No one called me back for the rest of that week and half of the following week. So I called back the following week, and the dentist herself answered the phone, and I know her voice. She answered the phone and she said my name, so my name must have popped up on the caller ID. And I just told her, that I needed a return phone call, and she said, okay, well, we're busy right now. I'll have my secretary call you back. She didn't call me back. So I had to constantly keep going after them. It was ridiculous. I went by there on a day when I knew they were open and they were closed. It was just ridiculous. So I'm still working that situation out. I don't know why people can't call me back in medical offices. The second thing is a person who is actually my neighbor. She's a new neighbor of mine. This is horrible. She ordered Girl Scout cookies from me, people. She ordered Girl Scout cookies. They're cookies. They're for a cause. They're for my daughter. She orders cookies. She gives me a check. I don't know why it took so long, but 3 weeks after I deposited the check, 3 weeks afterwards, I get a letter in the mail from my bank saying this was insufficient funds, we're returning it, and we're charging you for that check as well. So we're taking out the money that we had deposited for the check, and we're hitting you with an NSF fee because you deposited a check that did not clear properly. So I contact the neighbor. She tells me, oh, I don't know why, there's money in my account. A couple of days later, she tells me, I'm going to give you back the money. Couple of days later, she says, oh, I forgot to go to the ATM. I'll give you back the money. Then I don't hear from her for another week. I call her back, and she gets mad at me. She gets an attitude with me, a very nasty attitude, asking me why I'm harassing her. She said, Doree, I am so sick of you asking me for this money. I don't know what I have to do, But if I have to go to a pawn shop, if I have to rob Peter to pay Paul, I'm going to get you this money because I don't have this money. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, you told me that you were going to give me the money like a week ago. I didn't say this. I was thinking it. I was actually in the car when she returned my call. I had children in the car, and I was getting ready to turn into my church's parking lot. So I didn't say anything back to her. I was just stunned. And she, like I said, she had a nasty attitude, and she told me she would get it to me. I didn't hear from her again for like another week. And then finally I sent her a text message, and I didn't even mention her attitude. And she said, well, I don't get paid until April the 7th, which is, at the time that I asked the question, it was another 2 weeks after that. So we're going on 2 months for some Girl Scout cookies, people. And I collected a lot of money, and no one else's checks bounced. So anyway, no wonder she didn't want to return my call. I had another person, someone that I was supposed to interview, and she's not returning my calls. Her voicemail is not even accepting messages. So I don't know if she lets them build up because she's just so busy as a business person, or if she's just one of those people that does not like to listen to voicemails or return calls. Not sure about that, but I can tell you one thing, I'm not pursuing that anymore. That's up to her. If she wants exposure for her business and she wants to work with me, then that's on her. I don't chase after people. And speaking after not chasing after people, there is one of the four, the final fourth, that is personal. And I asked the person, I actually saw the person in a place where I didn't think I would see them. He saw me first. And he tapped me, and I said, hey, we were supposed to get together the week before. It was about 10 days prior when I called and to get a meeting place with this person. And I left a voicemail, and when I saw him in person that day, when he saw me, he said, Doree, I am so sorry. I never got it. I never got any of my voicemails. I've been getting my text messages late, so I think something is wrong with my cell phone. I said, no problem. But here's the kicker, everybody. He didn't try to reschedule it with me then, and that was over a week ago. He still hasn't. So I was feeling a little bit frustrated in March with not having my phone calls returned. And I'd just like to know, what are some of your thoughts about that? I've decided to let it go because in each of those 4 situations, I just don't feel like any of them is worthy of me, losing what hair I have or stressing myself out. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right? Talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.